Okay, let's jump right in. When you picture a hamburger, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For most people, it's probably, backyard BBQs, fast food chains.
Yeah, something distinctly American, probably pretty modern feeling. Like post-World War II, maybe.
Exactly. It feels like a 20th century invention. But digging into the history, the story is actually much, much older. It's kind of surprising.
It really is. This deep dive shows that the basic idea, minced meat patties, well, it has roots stretching back centuries, even into the ancient world.
Which is what we want to explore today. We're going to trace that journey, looking at how this simple concept evolved from, believe it or not, ancient Rome to the global icon we know. You might be shocked at the history you're biting into.
Let's start way back then. Forget the bun for now. The sources point to ancient Rome having a dish called Isicia aumentata.
Isicia aumentata. Okay, what was that exactly? Not quite a Big Mac, I'm guessing.
No. It was actually quite high-end. Minced pork, usually mixed with wine, pepper, and get this, garum.
Garum, that's the fermented fish sauce, right?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Exactly. Adds that deep, savory flavor. And they were often wrapped in caul fat before cooking. So, yeah, pretty different.
And this idea didn't just vanish when Rome fell.
No, that's what's fascinating. The concept of minced, seasoned patties survived. We see variations pop up in medieval cooking across Europe, sometimes fish, sometimes other meats, even fruit mixed in, called rissoles or pompées.
So the core idea persisted. And we also know similar minced meat things like kebabs were developing elsewhere, like the Middle East, and influencing European food too.
Right, that cross-pollination is key. Food ideas travel.
Okay, let's leap forward a bit. By the 1700s in Britain, flavored minced meat patties are like a known thing.
Yeah, they show up in cookbooks, often smaller, maybe used as garnishes around larger dishes. But then the Georgians developed something called the Hamburg sausage.
Hamburg sausage, getting closer.
Definitely. Based on minced beef. And the sources say the flavor wasn't actually that far off from a modern burger patty.
And around the same time, they were also working on catsup?
Yes. Early tomato-based ketchup, the ancestor of our ketchup.
Yeah.
So you've got the patty concept and a key condiment emerging in Europe.
Which brings us to the German connection. Hamburg, the city, famous for beef quality for centuries, right?
Absolutely. Hamburg style meant good beef. Then, in 1848, you have revolutions in Germany, leading to a wave of immigration to the U.S.
And they brought their food with them?
They did, including Hamburg-style chopped steak, minced beef patties, often served on a plate, maybe with gravy. Not quite in a bun yet, but the patty itself arrives.
Okay, so the Hamburg steak is in America, but ground beef was also becoming popular for another reason, something about health.
Yeah, kind of wild. Mid-19th century, raw chopped beef was seen as a health food for digestion.
Raw. Hey.
Then comes Dr. James Salisbury in 1867. He promoted cooked beef patties as healthy. That's where Salisbury steak comes from.
The Salisbury steak. So it's basically the hamburger's slightly more formal cousin.
You could say that. And crucially, technology helped. Home meat grinders became common. Mechanical mincers made ground beef cheaper and easier to produce on a large scale.
Right, so you've got the German influence, the health angle legitimizing cooked patties, and the tech making it accessible. All the pieces are lining up. When does it jump into the bun?
That seems to happen in the late 1800s. Pinpointing the exact place is tough. Lots of claims. But it emerges from practical needs.
Like street food.
Exactly. Lunch wagons, fair stands, roadside places needed something easy to serve and eat on the go. Putting the patty in a roll or bun made it portable.
And the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair was a big moment for this.
Huge. Millions of people encountered the hamburger on a bun there. Alongside things like ice cream cones, it got massive exposure.
Sources also say vendors were selling them in rolls to factory workers even earlier, like the 1890s.
Yes, often with relish and pickles. A cheap filling meal for workers. And that's likely when hamburger steak just shortened the hamburger.
Okay, so the burger's catching on, becoming convenient street food. But then it hits a major snag.
A huge one. 1906, Upton Sinclair publishes The Jungle.
Right, the expose on the meatpacking industry. Horrifying conditions.
And it made people incredibly suspicious of ground meat, especially cheap ground meat used in hamburgers. They worried about what was really in it. It was a real crisis.
Could have killed the burger right there. How did it recover?
Enter White Castle, founded in 1921 by Billy Ingram and Walter Anderson. They basically saved the burger's reputation.
How? What was their strategy?
Cleanliness. Total transparency. Their restaurants were designed to look spotless, white porcelain, stainless steel. They ground the meat right where customers could see it.
So they tackled the trust issue head on. Smart.
Very smart. They even funded a study to show their burgers were healthy. This whole approach, clean, standardized, trustworthy, became the model.
For the big chains that came later.
Exactly. McDonald's, In-N-Out, Burger King, Wendy's, they all built on that foundation laid by White Castle, especially in the post-WWII boom.
And that's when it really goes global. McDonald's expansion, plus American GIs introducing it around the world.
It became a symbol of American fast food culture. Though, interestingly, when Wimpy brought burgers to the UK in 1954, they apparently first served them on a plate with a knife and fork.
Takes time to adapt, I guess. But it quickly became this dual thing, cheap takeout staple and also something you cook at home, like for barbecues.
And it keeps adapting. Like, remember the horse meat scandal in the UK? That actually fueled interest in higher quality, traceable beef, leading to the rise of gourmet or posh burgers.
Shows its resilience, doesn't it? It can be cheap fast food or a high-end meal.
Absolutely. And the scale today is just staggering. The sources mention nearly 50 billion burgers served annually in the U.S. alone.
50 billion? That's hard to even picture. And it's still growing globally, even if beef trends shift in some places.
Yeah, places like France and Russia are really embracing burger culture now, too.
So it's quite a story. From ancient Roman fish sauce patties to medieval variations, German immigrants, health fads, street vendors, a near-death experience thanks to a book, rescue by pioneers of cleanliness, and then global domination.
It's an incredible culinary journey, really, packed with innovation and adaptation.
So the next time you grab a burger, just think you're eating something with millennia of history behind it. It's more than just lunch. It's a piece of global food heritage.